They will regret losing you. The power of moving on. Welcome to the For Successful Life DH channel. Today, we're going to explore a crucial topic: the power of moving on. When someone hurts you, they often regret losing you. But what's important is knowing how to protect yourself and prioritize your own happiness. Let's dive into how to move forward and build a better life. Our topic today is they will regret losing you. The power of moving on. In life, there comes a moment when those who have wronged you suddenly grasp the magnitude of their loss. And in that moment, they are filled with regret. They begin to recall the immense value you brought to their lives, your unwavering dedication, your unrelenting support, and your unconditional love. However, when someone walks away or betrays your trust, it's not your duty to serve as their safety net. When someone wrongs you, mistreats you, or undervalues you, it can have a profound impact on your self-esteem. But this is precisely the moment when you need to recognize your value more than ever. It's easy to feel defeated or question what you did wrong when someone you cared for decides to walk away. But the truth is, how they treat you is a reflection of their character, not yours. Your self-worth is something that no one else can define for you. It's absolute, not up for debate, and certainly not based on anyone else's opinion of you. When you understand your worth, you establish standards for how others should treat you. You recognize that respect, loyalty, and love are not just gifts you give out freely. They are earned privileges, and when someone disrespects those things, they forfeit the right to have them. People will try to convince you that mistakes happen, that no one is perfect. That may be true. But knowing your worth means understanding that certain actions cross a boundary that should not be crossed. And once they do, there's no going back. Your value is inherent. It exists whether people acknowledge it or not. It's something that comes from within, built over time through your experiences, your challenges, your achievements, and the love you give to yourself. So when someone regrets losing you, it's because they finally recognize what they had. But that doesn't mean they deserve another chance. Often, people don't appreciate what's in front of them until it's gone. They take your kindness, your loyalty, and your efforts for granted because they think you'll always be there. But when you finally take a step back, when you reclaim your worth, that's when they start to see what they've lost. And suddenly, they come running back full of apologies, regrets, and promises to change. But here's where understanding your worth becomes vital. Regret isn't the same as respect. Just because they miss you doesn't mean they've learned to value you. Often, regret stems from self-interest. They regret losing the comfort you provided, the consistency, the love, and the support. But those are things you should never have to beg for. And if someone could only recognize your value after they've hurt you, then they never truly respected you in the first place. They only missed the benefits of having you around. That's not love. That's convenience. And convenience is not enough reason to give someone another chance. Understanding your worth means standing firm in your decision not to take them back. It's not about being heartless or unforgiving. It's about protecting your energy, your peace, and your heart. When you accept someone back who didn't appreciate you the first time, you send a message that you're willing to tolerate mistreatment. You lower your standards to accommodate their shortcomings, and in doing so, you betray yourself. Self-worth demands that you don't lower your standards for anyone, no matter how much they regret their actions. And let's be clear, people who truly recognize your worth won't need a second chance to get it right. They won't need to lose you to understand your value. They will treat you with respect from the beginning. They will see your worth and how you carry yourself, how you love, and how you support them, and they will honor that. Those are the people you need to hold close, the ones who never make you question your value. But for those who didn't see your worth when they had the chance, letting them go is the best thing you can do for them and for yourself. For them, it's a lesson and accountability they need to learn. That actions have consequences, and losing you is one of those consequences. For you, it's a matter of self-preservation. It's about keeping your standards high and refusing to settle for anything less than what you deserve. You deserve people in your life who see your value without needing to lose you. To figure it out, people who uplift you, support you, and treat you with the respect you deserve. When someone who failed to do that comes back, you have to remind yourself that your worth doesn't diminish just because they now regret their actions. Their regret is not your problem. It's not your job to fix them, but to continue moving forward, to continue growing, and to protect your peace. Let their regret be their burden, not yours. You know your worth, and that's all the validation you need. Losing someone or feeling like you've been left behind can be one of the most painful experiences in life. It shakes you to your core, forces you to question everything, your choices, your worth, and sometimes even your direction in life. But what often feels like the end is, in reality, the beginning of something much greater. Loss, though painful, is often the catalyst for growth. It pushes you to reflect, to rebuild, and to ultimately become a better version of yourself. When someone leaves or betrays you, it's not just about what you've lost. It's about the opportunity that has opened up for you to evolve and transform. Growth through loss is one of life's most challenging yet valuable lessons. It's difficult to see the potential for growth when you're in the midst of heartbreak or disappointment, but it's crucial to understand that every setback, every betrayal, every moment of being overlooked or abandoned holds within it the seed of transformation. When someone regrets losing you, it's often because they didn't expect you to grow without them. They thought you'd remain stagnant, that their departure would leave you broken. What they didn't realize is that loss is often the catalyst that ignites the fire of self-improvement. It's natural to feel the weight of that loss, the pain, the confusion, the self-doubt. It's overwhelming, but with time, something shifts. You begin to realize that their absence has created space for you to focus on yourself, space for you to develop new skills, to strengthen your mindset, to chase after goals that may have been pushed to the side while you were busy prioritizing someone else. This is where the growth begins, often in the quiet moments when you're alone, forced to confront who you are and who you want to become. Being left behind or mistreated often triggers self-reflection. You start to evaluate your life choices, your relationships, and most importantly, how you see yourself. This reflection can be uncomfortable, but it's necessary. Growth doesn't come from comfort. It comes from challenge. And loss is one of life's biggest challenges. It makes you ask yourself hard questions. Who am I without them? What do I truly want in life? What have I been neglecting in myself to keep this relationship or connection alive? These questions lead to clarity, and with clarity comes the power to change. The beauty of growing through loss is that it's a journey of self-discovery. As you work through the pain, you start to recognize strengths in yourself that you may have never noticed before. You realize that you're capable of far more than you gave yourself credit for. You begin to set boundaries, to prioritize your well-being, and to pursue what makes you truly happy. And in doing so, you start to attract better opportunities, better people, and a better life. People who truly value you. Situations that align with your goals. These things start to come into your life. Because you've raised your standards and you've learned to protect your peace. When someone regrets losing you, it's often because they see the growth that has happened in your life since they left. They see that you didn't crumble. In fact, you flourished, and that's the part they never expected. They thought their absence would leave a void in your life, but instead, it created room for something far greater, for self-love, for self-respect, and for self-empowerment. You've taken the pain they caused and turned it into power. You've taken their departure and used it as a stepping stone toward your own greatness. And here's the thing. Growth through loss doesn't mean you forget the pain or dismiss what happened. It means you learn from it. Every painful experience leaves behind a lesson, and those lessons are what shape you into a stronger, wiser, and more resilient person. You learn what you're willing to tolerate and what you're not. You learn who you can trust and who you can't. And most importantly, you learn to trust yourself. You learn that no matter what happens, you have the ability to rise above it. When you grow through loss, you also develop a sense of independence that is unshakable. You stop relying on others for your happiness or your sense of worth. You realize that everything you need is already within you. And once you reach that point, no one can take it away from you. The people who left, the ones who didn't appreciate your value, become a distant memory. They may regret losing you, but by then, you've moved on. You've grown beyond the person you were when they knew you. You've evolved into someone who no longer fits into the small space they once occupied in your life. The journey of growth through loss isn't easy, but it's one of the most rewarding experiences you'll ever go through. It teaches you resilience, self-reliance, and the power of transformation. You come out of it stronger, wiser, and more confident in who you are and what you deserve. So when someone regrets losing you, don't take it as a sign to let them back into your life. Take it as confirmation that you've grown and moved beyond them. You've used the loss to fuel your growth, and that's something they can never take away from you. Keep growing, keep evolving, and never settle for less than you deserve. When someone has wronged you, it's easy for them to come back later full of apologies and regrets. They may try to convince you that they've changed, that they now understand how important you are, and that they deserve another chance. But what you need to understand is that actions have consequences. If someone hurt you, betrayed your trust, or undervalued you, they must face the results of their choices. Accountability is not just a moral obligation. It's a lesson that everyone must learn in life. Lack of accountability allows people to continue repeating the same behaviors, not just toward you, but toward others as well. When people hurt you, They rarely consider the long-term consequences of their actions. They might act out of selfishness, insecurity, or a lack of respect for your feelings, assuming you'll always be there. They might believe that with time, they can simply apologize and everything will return to normal. However, when someone disrespects you, they need to understand that they've crossed a boundary that cannot be erased by mere words. They must confront the reality that their actions have caused harm, and that they no longer have the same access to your life. Accountability becomes crucial in such situations. When someone loses you due to their behavior, they need to feel the weight of that loss. It's not about revenge. It's about ensuring they learn from their mistakes. If they're never held accountable, they'll never change. They'll continue to believe they can treat people poorly, offer a half-hearted apology, and everything will be forgiven. But that's not how life works, and it shouldn't be how you operate. Allowing someone to avoid the consequences of their actions doesn't benefit them or you. It only sets them up to hurt you again and leaves you with unresolved pain. Accountability means they need to recognize the full impact of what they did. It's not enough for them to say, "I'm sorry." They need to understand the emotional, mental, and sometimes physical toll their actions have taken on you. They need to see that trust once broken is incredibly difficult to rebuild, and in some cases, it can't be rebuilt at all. When someone comes back into your life after hurting you, their regret is often more about their own discomfort than about the pain they caused you. They miss the benefits of having you in their life, the love, the support, the companionship, but they haven't truly considered the damage they've done. That's not real accountability. That's self-interest masquerading as remorse. Holding someone accountable doesn't mean you hold onto anger or resentment. It doesn't mean you refuse to forgive. Forgiveness is for you to release the emotional burden, but forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. It doesn't mean allowing someone back into your life without consequences. When someone has hurt you, forgiveness can come, but trust and access must be earned. And in some cases, the best form of accountability is to walk away completely and let them live with the knowledge that their actions cost them a valuable relationship. It's important to remember that accountability is a two-way street. You must also hold yourself accountable. You need to ask yourself, what am I willing to accept? What are my standards? What boundaries have I set? And am I willing to uphold them, even when it's difficult? Sometimes, when people regret losing you, they'll come back with grand gestures and emotional apologies, trying to give them another chance. But true accountability means standing firm in your boundaries and not allowing yourself to be swayed by guilt or nostalgia. You must respect yourself enough to say no. You made your choice, and now you must live with the consequences. When you hold someone accountable for their actions, you are teaching them a valuable life lesson. You are showing them that they cannot mistreat people and expect to be welcomed back with open arms. You are demonstrating that respect, loyalty, and trust are not things to be taken lightly. They are earned through consistent actions, not fleeting words. By enforcing accountability, you are setting a standard not just for them, but for yourself as well. You are affirming that you deserve better, and you will not settle for less. People often regret losing someone who brought value into their lives. But regret alone is not enough to warrant reconciliation. Regret is a starting point, But accountability is the process that follows. It's what separates genuine remorse from temporary discomfort. If someone is truly sorry for what they've done, they will accept the consequences without trying to rush the process. They will understand that rebuilding trust, if it's even possible, takes time and consistent effort. And they will respect your boundaries, knowing that their actions have created a lasting impact. On your part, holding people accountable ensures that you maintain your integrity and self-respect. It's a form of self-care because it protects you from further harm. It's a way of saying, I value myself enough to demand that others value me too. Accountability forces people to confront the reality of their actions, and in doing so, it helps them grow. But it's not your job to facilitate their growth at the expense of your well-being. Sometimes, the greatest lesson you can teach someone is that they can't always have what they want, especially after they've disrespected or hurt you. When they regret losing you, let them sit with that regret. Let it serve as a reminder that their actions have consequences, and those consequences are not yours to fix. Accountability means letting them learn from their mistakes, while you continue to grow, evolve, and move forward with your life. When someone loses you, it's easy for them to come back and offer promises to change. They'll say all the right things, paint a picture of a better future, and try to convince you that this time will be different. But words alone are not enough. If someone truly wants to be part of your life again, they need to do more than just apologize. They need to prove through consistent actions that they've changed. Growth and change don't happen overnight. And they certainly don't happen simply because someone regrets their behavior. Actions always speak louder than words. And it's through those actions that true intentions are revealed. It's easy for people to say that they're sorry, that they've reflected on their mistakes, or that they'll never hurt you again. But an apology without action is empty. It's a bandage on a wound that requires much deeper healing. When someone genuinely acknowledges the harm they've caused, they will do more than just claim they've changed. They will demonstrate this through their actions, taking responsibility for their behavior, making a conscious effort to improve, and working to regain your trust. Change isn't just about feeling sorry. It's about making a sustained effort to behave differently. People will offer empty promises and hopes of getting back what they lost. They will say whatever they think you want to hear. But when you pay attention to their actions, you'll see that nothing has actually changed. They might still engage in the same patterns of behavior that caused the damage in the first place. This is where it becomes crucial for you to stay vigilant and not be swayed by words alone. Look at how they behave, not just what they say. Are they making the effort to fix what was broken? Are they showing up consistently? Or are they just trying to smooth things over with temporary gestures? Consistency is key when it comes to true change. A person's actions over time are what reveal whether they have really learned from their mistakes. It's not enough for them to be good for a few weeks or even a few months. Real change is a long-term commitment, and it requires discipline, self-awareness, and effort. If someone is truly committed to being a better person, they will demonstrate this in every aspect of their life, not just in how they interact with you. They will show that they have grown through their actions, their mindset, and the way they handle themselves in difficult situations. It's important to remember that someone's regret doesn't automatically mean they deserve another chance. Regret is a natural response to loss, but it doesn't mean that the person has truly changed or that they won't make the same mistakes again. People often regret losing something valuable, but that doesn't mean they know how to take care of it. Just because they feel bad about their behavior doesn't mean they've learned how to do better. Change requires effort, consistency, and time. It's about building new habits, developing a deeper sense of empathy, and becoming a more responsible person. This is why actions matter so much more than words. When someone claims to have changed, it's not your job to immediately believe them. It's your responsibility to protect yourself, to observe their behavior, and to make sure that their actions align with their promises. Are they taking the steps necessary to rebuild trust? Are they showing up for you in ways they didn't before? Are they consistent in their effort, even when it's inconvenient or difficult? These are the questions you need to ask yourself, and the answers will reveal whether or not they are truly worthy of another chance in your life. It's also important to recognize that sometimes, even with the best intentions, people are unable to change. They may want to do better, but they lack the discipline or self-awareness to make it happen. Or they may be stuck in patterns of behavior that they haven't fully addressed. In these cases, no amount of regret or apology can make up for the fact that they are not capable of giving you what you deserve. It's not your responsibility to wait around for someone to grow. Your life is precious, and your time should be spent with people who respect and value you consistently, not just when they feel remorse. Trust is something that is earned through actions, not given freely because someone regrets their behavior. Trust is built over time through consistent effort, honesty, and reliability. If someone has broken your trust, it's up to them to do the work to repair it, not through words, but through actions. They need to show that they have taken responsibility for their behavior, that they have learned from their mistakes, and that they are committed to doing better. If they are not willing to put in that effort, then their regret is meaningless. You deserve to have people in your life who don't just say they value you, but who show it through their actions every day. You deserve consistency, respect, and loyalty, not just when it's convenient for the other person, but all the time. When someone comes back into your life after hurting you, their words might be persuasive, but their actions will tell you everything you need to know. Are they showing up differently than they did before? Are they making an effort to repair the damage they caused? Or are they just saying what they think will get them back in your good graces? It's your responsibility to protect yourself and to ensure that the people you allow into your life are deserving of that space. Pay attention to actions because they are the true indicators of change. Don't let someone's words cloud your judgment or make you lower your standards. Actions will always reveal a person's true intentions. And if someone isn't willing to show through their behavior that they've changed, then they haven't really learned the lesson. Trust the actions, not the words, and you will always find clarity in what's real. Letting go of someone who hurt you can be one of the hardest things to do, especially when emotions are involved and you still care about the person. However, it is essential to understand that sometimes holding on to someone who disrespected you, betrayed your trust, or caused you pain can do more harm than good. Keeping people in your life who have already shown that they are capable of hurting you is like holding on to a burning coal. Eventually, it will burn you again. Letting them go isn't just about cutting ties. It's about protecting yourself, respecting your boundaries, and prioritizing your own well-being. When someone has hurt you, the first instinct might be to try and repair things, to hold on to believe that things can go back to the way they were. You may find yourself making excuses for their behavior, or convincing yourself that things will change if you just give them another chance. However, the truth is that letting go is often the healthiest decision you can make. Holding on to someone who has repeatedly hurt you will only prolong your suffering and prevent you from healing. It creates a cycle of disappointment where you keep hoping things will improve, only to find yourself hurt again and again. Letting go is not about being harsh or unforgiving. It's about recognizing that some relationships, no matter how much history or emotion is involved, are not good for your mental or emotional well-being. People show you who they are through their actions. And if someone has consistently shown you that they don't value your feelings, your time, or your trust, it's a sign that they are not meant to stay in your life. Letting them go doesn't mean you don't care about them, or that you don't appreciate the good moments you shared. It means you care about yourself enough to walk away from a situation that is hurting you more than it's helping you. Holding on to someone who has hurt you can be detrimental in ways you may not even realize at first. It can erode your self-esteem, making you question your worth. You may start to believe that you deserve the pain, or that this is the best you can hope for in relationships. It creates a cycle where you lower your standards, accepting behavior that is beneath what you truly deserve. Over time, this can lead to emotional exhaustion, anxiety, and even depression. The more you hold on, the more you lose sight of your own value and the boundaries you once had for how you should be treated. Letting go is an act of self-love. It is about prioritizing your own peace, well-being, and happiness. It's about acknowledging that you deserve better than what you've been given, and that you are not obligated to keep someone in your life who has hurt you. No matter how much they might regret their actions, people can regret what they've done, but that doesn't mean they've changed. And it doesn't mean they won't hurt you again. Letting go is not about holding a grudge. It's about accepting reality and making a conscious decision to protect your heart and mind from further harm. The hardest part about letting go is the emotional attachment. You may have built a bond with this person, shared significant moments, and even envisioned a future together. Walking away from all of that feels like a loss, and it's natural to mourn what could have been. But it's important to remember that holding on to someone who doesn't treat you well is a much greater loss. You lose your sense of peace, your self-respect, and your ability to grow and attract the kind of relationships you truly deserve. Letting go creates space in your life for healing, for growth, and for new, healthier relationships to enter. Letting go also doesn't mean that you stop caring for the person or that you wish ill. It simply means that you are choosing to prioritize yourself. You can still have compassion for them, wish them well, and hope that they grow as a person. But you can do all of that from a distance. You don't need to keep them in your life in order to prove that you are kind or forgiving. True forgiveness often comes when you distance yourself from the person who hurt you, allowing both of you the space to heal and grow independently. Letting go is the only way to allow someone else to grow. If they never face the consequences of their actions, if they are always allowed back into your life, the hardest part about letting go is the emotional attachment. You even envisioned a future together. They have built a bond with this person, shared significant moments, and walking away from all of that feels like a loss. And it's natural to mourn what could have been. But it's important to remember that holding on to someone who doesn't treat you well is a much greater loss. You lose your sense of peace, your self-respect, and your ability to grow and attract the kind of relationships you truly deserve. Letting go creates space in your life for healing, for growth, and for new, healthier relationships to enter. Letting go also doesn't mean that you stop caring for the person or that you wish ill. It simply means that you are choosing to prioritize yourself. You can still have compassion for them, wish them well, and hope that they grow as a person. But you can do all of that from a distance. You don't need to keep them in your life in order to prove that you are kind or forgiving. True forgiveness often comes when you distance yourself from the person who hurt you, allowing both of you the space to heal and grow independently. Letting go is the only way to allow someone else to grow. If they never face the consequences of their actions, if they are always allowed back into your life without having to change, they will never learn the value of respect, trust, or loyalty. By letting them go, you are giving them the opportunity to reflect on their behavior, to understand the gravity of what they've lost, and to hopefully grow from that realization. Sometimes the best thing you can do for someone who has hurt you is to let them feel the weight of their actions, to learn that they can't always take people for granted. Letting go doesn't mean the pain will disappear overnight. It's a process, one that requires time and patience. There will be moments when you question your decision, when the memories come flooding back, and you wonder if you made the right choice. But with time, you'll begin to realize that letting go was the best thing you could have done for yourself. You'll start to feel lighter, more at peace, and more in control. You begin to rediscover your own strength, your self-worth, and your ability to move forward without being weighed down by the past. Letting go of someone who hurt you is about reclaiming your power and taking control of your own story. It's about deciding that you deserve more than just apologies or empty promises. You're creating space in your life for people who will truly value, respect, and treat you with the love and care you deserve. Letting go isn't a sign of weakness. It's a testament to your strength and commitment to living a life filled with respect, peace, and happiness. When someone loses you and realizes what they had, they might come back asking for another chance. They'll tell you how much they've changed, how they've learned from their mistakes, and how things will be different this time. But the truth is, giving them another chance often leads you back into the same cycle of hurt. There's a reason the relationship ended, and while it's tempting to believe that time apart has changed them, people rarely change without putting in real effort over time. Going back to someone who hurt you simply opens the door to more disappointment. Relationships that end due to betrayal, disrespect, or emotional harm often do so because of deep-seated issues. in how one or both people view the relationship. Whether it's a lack of trust, carelessness, or failure to respect boundaries, these core problems don't just disappear overnight. If someone comes back into your life expecting things to go back to normal, without addressing these deep-rooted issues, they're likely just offering you more of the same pain. People may claim they've changed, but unless you've seen real, consistent growth, they're just hoping you'll forget what caused the hurt in the first place. Giving someone a second chance doesn't just put you at risk of being hurt again. It also prevents you from moving forward in your own life. When you focus on fixing what's broken, you miss the opportunity to heal and discover the relationships that are truly meant for you. Staying stuck in the past with someone who hurt you keeps you emotionally tied to the same cycle of pain and frustration. It robs you of the peace, joy, and fulfillment that comes from moving on and embracing new opportunities, both in relationships and in life. There's a natural human tendency to want to fix things, to hold on to what's familiar, and to believe that people can change. But in many cases, giving someone another chance only sets you up for more of the same. You might find yourself walking on eggshells, constantly questioning whether they're truly being honest this time, or worrying that they'll hurt you again. This kind of emotional tension isn't healthy. It takes away your peace of mind, your sense of security, and your ability to trust fully again. No one deserves to live in a state of uncertainty, always wondering if the person they've let back in will betray them once more. Rebuilding trust, once it's broken, is a daunting task that requires time, consistent effort, and genuine transformation. However, people often return to your life not because they've done the hard work to change, but because they miss the comfort and security you provided. They miss the support, love, and stability you brought to their life. But their return is often more about fulfilling their own needs than considering what's best for you. As the saying goes, actions speak louder than words, and it's easy for them to apologize and claim they've learned their lesson. But if they haven't addressed their behavior, they'll likely hurt you again. One of the most important things to remember is that not everyone who regrets losing you deserves another chance. Just because someone realizes your value after you're gone doesn't mean they're entitled to be part of your life again. Their regret is their burden to bear, not yours to fix. You have the right to protect yourself from further harm, and you don't owe anyone a second chance just because they claim they've changed. Your priority should be your own well-being, peace, and happiness, not trying to make someone else feel better about their mistakes. After all, you can't pour from an empty cup, so focus on filling your own first. It's also important to recognize that the time you spend trying to fix a broken relationship is time you could be using to heal and grow on your own. When you give someone who hurt you a second chance, you put your own healing on hold. You end up stuck in a place of uncertainty, constantly questioning whether things will really be different this time. Meanwhile, you miss out on the opportunity to move forward, to discover new relationships that are healthier and more fulfilling, and to focus on yourself in ways you couldn't while trying to mend a damaged relationship. As they say, when one door closes, another opens. But you must be willing to walk through that new door, There's a freedom that comes with choosing not to take someone back. It's a declaration that you value yourself enough to walk away from what hurt you. It's a recognition that your peace and happiness are worth more than the comfort of holding on to something familiar. When you choose not to give someone a second chance, you're choosing to open yourself up to new possibilities, new experiences, and new relationships that can bring you joy without the pain. You're choosing to prioritize yourself and your well-being over someone else's regret. Remember, you can't start the next chapter of your life if you keep rereading the last one. The reality is, people who hurt you once are often likely to hurt you again, especially if they haven't made real changes in their behavior. Taking them back only reinforces the idea that they can come back into your life whenever they want, without truly addressing the harm they've caused. It teaches them that they don't need to put in the work to change, because they can always count on you to forgive and forget. But your life is too valuable, and your heart is too precious to be treated that way. As the saying goes, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. The choice not to give someone a second chance is about setting boundaries and protecting your emotional health. It's about recognizing that your time and energy are worth investing in people who truly value you, not in those who only realize your worth after they've lost you. It's about understanding that you deserve relationships that uplift, support, and respect you, not ones that drag you down or leave you questioning your own worth. By choosing yourself, you're choosing to create a life filled with peace, joy, and genuine love. By choosing not to take someone back, you're choosing the life you deserve. In the end, not everyone who regrets losing you deserves to be welcomed back into your life. Trust, once broken, is difficult to repair, and second chances often lead to repeated cycles of hurt. Your peace of mind, self-worth, and emotional well-being are too valuable to risk on someone who has already shown they can cause you pain. By choosing to walk away, you reclaim your power, set firm boundaries, and open the door to new possibilities that align with the respect, care, and love you truly deserve. Prioritize yourself, and remember that letting go is not a sign of weakness, but a testament to your strength. Let them regret while you move forward with confidence, knowing you deserve better. That's all for today's episode on the power of moving on. Remember, you deserve love and respect. Don't let anyone hurt you without consequences. Prioritize yourself and keep moving forward. Thank you for tuning in to the For Successful Life DH channel. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more inspiring content. Share this video with those you care about who need motivation. Goodbye, and have a great day.